Josh, if you could just talk about what your experience was out in, when you went to North Dakota.
Sure. Yeah, what's happening in Standing Rock right now is the center of our climate change movement. But first and foremost, it is about indigenous sovereignty. It is about 500 years of genocidal history playing itself out in miniature. You have a racist police force and an out-of-control governor. There are human rights violations happening on a daily basis. When you have a militarized police force who are shooting rubber bullets and beanbag rounds at point-blank range, which constitutes semi-lethal force or lethal force, right? They have these Orwellian inscriptions on the side of their shotguns that say, less lethal, because it's somehow comforting. And when they're weaponizing water itself, which some of those water protectors describe to me as akin to rape. When you're out there for months on end protecting your water supply, and the police in 20-degree weather use water cannons, which is instant hypothermia, that is one of the most offensive and horrifying, and yes, lethal tactics the police are using against peaceful, unarmed water protectors. Journalists being targeted, medics being targeted, people being arrested and thrown in dog kennels in the basement of the police station because they don't have enough room for them in the cells, and numbers written on their arms. Identified by numbers, not names. And these are people who are elders of the tribe. These are the great-grandsons and daughters and nieces and nephews of Sitting Bull, facing the ideological and genealogical descendants of General Custer. And when the governor of North Dakota and the Army Corps of Engineers has ordered out the principal camp to be evacuated tomorrow, which is General Custer's birthday. And, I mean, you've got to imagine people walking up to a line of riot police of all races and ages, but principally, of course, led by the Native Americans. Walking up peacefully saying to the line of police, we're praying for you too. We're fighting for your kids' water. And one of them, Mika C. Hornak, who's from the Ponca Nation in Oklahoma, who went all the way to Standing Rock. On Thanksgiving Day, which of course they don't call Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving is actually a massacre. And to the Native Americans, that is a day of mourning. It's not a day of celebration. So they call it Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving. Some of them call it Survivor's Day. And on that day, I watched Mika C. walk up to a line of riot police and say, look, when your kid wakes up in the middle of the night and needs a glass of water, are you going to say that you defended this water supply? Or are you going to say that you held a gun in my head for trying to do that? And these are the types of interactions that I've seen over and over and over again, and watched those police from behind their blast shields and gas masks just mace groups of people who are standing there on the frame. The most outrageous aspect of this, of course, is that Barack Obama is silent on this issue. And Loretta Lynch has not, well, she made a statement. I'm not sure what it said, but we are working really hard to put pressure on the Obama administration. They can stop this pipeline. They can bring in the Department of Justice. When you have a racist government that is out of control, that is creating daily human rights violations, there is no other solution. You must stop the pipeline, you must stop the police on the ground, you must send in the Department of Justice, you put an end to this madness. Obama is singing Jingle Bells with Chance the Rapper while human rights violations are going on. And the thing that I want to announce here today is that we're going to DC, we're creating a second protest camp on the Washington Mall. We're bringing the teepees. Bringing the camp December 12th, if you can be there, do that. These protest camps are something very new that's been created, and they're part of the cross-pollination of this conversation about our revolution that needs to happen. So I would suggest you find a way to one of them, whether that's a Standing Rock or in DC on December 12th.